What's up, everybody? Daniel here, and I'm gonna continue where I left off. Okay, I actually did record another video after the first video, but I did record it while I was on campus. However, I don't feel like that video is good enough, and because of that, I'm just gonna continue and just kind of like redo the video. But it doesn't matter, you don't know the differences between the two videos, so I'm gonna start. So first of all, I have a new working environment, so I'm gonna first log in into my Docker container, since I'm using Docker. So I'm gonna first start my Docker container if it's not started already. Okay, let's just check. Sudo docker. I'm just gonna increase the font size there real quick. Sudo docker container ls. Type in my password. No container is running. Start the container. The container started. Let's get into the container. Now we can go into MySQL. I'm gonna log in as a root user. By root user, I mean the sysdba. So that'll be I'm logged in. Wait. Oh, damn it. Let me restart that. I forgot to add as sysdba. So SQL plus sys password localhost port number xdb1 and as sysdba. There we go. Now I'm logged in. Okay. Now what I can do is so I did a few things in the video that I recorded, but the video that I'm actually replacing right now. But I'm just gonna redo everything. So first I'm gonna check the students, right? Sorry, not the students, the users in the database. So I'm just gonna say select select username, since we only need the username field. And remember, we're querying an actual database here. That's why we're writing an SQL statement. Select username from DBA users. And if you check, we will see sys system, student 1, Daniel, student 2, student 3, etc. Or John and Paul. In the last video, or the video that I removed, I basically did some things. I created feeling very cold. I want to grab my jersey, but let me just relax. So in the video that I replaced, I added a role called sales agent, and these roles are stored in a database called DBA role privs. So this is not a database that it's not a table that I created. It's a table created by the system, or not by Oracle itself when it first boots up. It's a table that is already existent. So we can actually go, okay, let me just say describe DBA role privs there. So we have grantee, granted role, admin option, etc, etc, etc. Usually we or for me and you, we're only going to make use of the grantee and the granted role table. So the grantee in the grantee field stores the actual grantee of the role, and then the granted role is the actual value, not the value, the actual role that the grantee has been assigned. So let me just, because I did assign sales agent to a user, let me get all the users that have the role called sales agent, sales underscore agent. So how I'm going to do that is that I'm going to say select grantee granted role from DBA role privs where granted role equals to sales agent. No rows. I know why we don't have, it doesn't give me any rows. The reason for that is because I used small letters. I used small letters when I was typing sales agent. So let me retry that. Select grantee granted role from DBA role privs where granted role is equals to sales agent. There we go. So we have Sis as a sales agent, John as a sales agent. Oh, okay, yes, Sis, because Sis has every role, I guess. Oh, I don't know. I'm actually not sure why Sis exists there, but okay. John and Paul. So we have John and Paul. So in the video that I replaced, I had created Paul, and I had given Paul I had granted him with the privilege of creating a session, so Paul can actually log in. I'm going to create another user called Pam, right? Let's just say Pam is also a sales agent. So let's create Pam. This is how you create a user in Oracle. Create user Pam with identified by their password. So I'm going to say password identified by password, and I want the password to expire. So do you see how when you use some websites, the website may give you a random password that you use to log in, but then when you do try and log in, it just tells you that the password has expired and that you have to create a new one. So some of that comes from the database itself, some of that is system made. Oracle also has that feature, so we can make use of it right here, right now. It's for security purposes, making it easier for users it makes it easier for users to have a password that they created themselves that they can log in with, instead of using a generic password that was created by the admin user. Okay, so let's create let's make the password expire. So I'm gonna say identified by password expire, like that. The user has been created. Let's grant the user Pam with create session privileges. Grant create session to Pam. There we go. So Pam can actually now log in. However, I wanna give the role sales agent to Pam. So I'm gonna say grant. But actually, before I do this, right? Before I continue on and doing all these things, you must understand that I'm logged in as the system DBA. Usually, you're not supposed to be doing such things. It's a security risk to do day-to-day operations with the sysdba. It's advised or advisable for the sysdba to not log in with the sysdba account, to log in with another account that has a lot of powerful privileges if you want to do powerful things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a user. I'm going to give them DBA privileges, and then I'm gonna log out with this account, and I'm gonna log in with the DBA account, the database administrator account. Usually you are not gonna log in with the sys or the system accounts, rather the database administrator, and even that can be a little too powerful sometimes. So, but in Oracle we have the DBA role, right? Let me show you. I don't think there's any user who in this database that I've created that actually has the role DBA, and again, DBA is a role that is created by Oracle itself, and you can't create a role called DBA because it already exists. However, what I did was create a role called administrator, and what I did was, in Oracle you can actually assign a role to a role. So DBA is a role, right? Database administrator role. I actually assigned it. I actually took created the role administrator and assigned that role with the role of DBA. So basically administrator role and DBA have the same privileges. And then I created a user called Daniel, whom I have here. And then I gave that Daniel the privilege of administrator. And I can just check that here. Select username, no, select grantee, granted role from DBA role priv, where grantee equals Daniel. There we go. So grantee is Daniel, granted role is administrator. Let me create another user called Romeo and basically do what I did with Daniel, just so that you can see exactly what I did. So I'm going to say create user Romeo. Password expire, there we go, and then I'm gonna give them logging in access privileges. Grant session create to Romeo. What else do I need to do? Now I need to give him or grant him the role of administrator. So, but actually I don't want to use administrator. I actually want to use the role that I create now, so that you can see exactly what I did. I'm gonna say create role admin. I'm gonna call it admin. Create role admin. I'm gonna grant the role of DBA to admin. How do I do that? Grant role. Okay, it's grant DBA to role admin. Grant DBA to role admin. What am I doing wrong? Grant DBA to role admin. Maybe I made a mistake. I don't understand. SQL command not properly ended. Let me try grant role DBA to role admin. Missing or invalid privilege. Wait, grant role DBA to role admin. No. Oh, grant DBA to admin. Okay, there we go. And now I'm gonna. Did I already grant Romeo the privilege? Sorry, the role admin. Can't see grant DBA to role admin. I was getting errors here. Create role admin, grant role to admin, and then I started getting errors. So now I'm gonna grant Romeo with admin. Grant admin to Romeo. There we go. So now let me try and log in with Romeo. Romeo should be a system admin as well as Daniel. So okay, I'm gonna okay, I'm just gonna put it here, and I'm gonna first we need to get into our container. And then it prompts us to change the password. This is because we said when we were creating the user, we did tell SQL that we did tell Oracle that we want to expire the password, and here as you can see the password has been expired. So now a new password, I'm just gonna type in a password that matches their name. Now I'm logged in as a system administrator, so I can actually create users and do everything. If I wanted to query a certain table in the database, I could just do something like what am I doing? Select all from. Before I do that, let me just change the line size. Set line size 120, and then let's query. There we go. So we didn't have to grant this user with select all object privileges on certain tables. We didn't have to do that. All we did was give them the DBA administrator role. Actually, we gave them the admin role, but the admin has the roles of the DBA, which is system administrator. So Romeo and Daniel are both system administrators because of the roles that were given to them, passed on by the system itself, the sysuser. Now, since Romeo and Daniel are both system administrators, I don't have to keep using this account, which is the sys account, also powerful account. If you mess up here, you could really mess up the system. So I'm just gonna remove that. So now we have Romeo logged in as a system administrator. And that's all really we need to actually manage the system properly. Not properly, but manage the system in general. I'm gonna, okay. I'm gonna log in as a user. Remember we created, was it Paul? Not Pam. We created Pam, and Pam is a sales agent. I'm gonna log in as Pam. And it does become tedious using containers because I keep needing to log into the container, etc. And yeah, but it's necessary since I use Linux. As a matter of fact, I could use other softwares or graphical user interfaces, but I prefer this, you know. So we're logged into the database. Remember that Pam is a sales agent. And Pam has the privileges of viewing the customers table since they are a sales agent. That's the role that we've given them. Actually, to say it more precisely, we gave Pam the sales agent role. The sales agent role has the privilege of accessing or using the select query on the customers table. Let's see if it's true. I think what I forgot to do was grant Pam the the role of sales agent. So I'll do it here in the administrator account. So since I did that, if I try and run the query again, I might not be able to extract the data. I might have to log out and log in again. So let me exit and reconnect again. SQL plus Pam is the password that I created. Logged in. So let's do it again. Select all from sys.customers. There we go. Set line size 120. Select all from customers. Sys.customers. Like that. So that works. We have now, I'm sure after that you guys really now understand how we use roles and we use privileges and granting different privileges to roles or granting privileges directly to users. You can also, instead of granting a certain privilege to a role, you can grant it directly to a user. But I prefer granting a privilege to a particular role because in a big organization, you typically have a lot of people, a lot of divisions, a lot of sections, sectors, etc. And granting a role to a particular individual can become tedious. So rather add them to a group or a role and just grant that entire group with the role. However, I did read in the Oracle database, in the Oracle book by Joan Steele, that sometimes, actually not sometimes, it's actually, I don't know how to word this properly, but there's a rule or a good principle, best practice that they use, which is grant a privilege to a user, grant them the most minimalist privilege that you can grant them. As in, if there's an intern in a company and they're a sales agent and they only need to only view customers, they have no business inserting customers, then it's just better, even if sales agent role allows all sales agents to manipulate the customers table however they like, maybe except delete. It's just better that the intern, if their only role is to view the customers table or to query a select statement for the customers table, then give them the privilege of only viewing the customers table. You don't need or you don't have any business granting them the privilege of actually maybe inserting values into the database, just like other sales agents. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Before I leave, however, I wanna speak of other granting procedures. Actually, in Oracle, I thought that you could actually grant privileges or object privileges on table object privileges, such as granting them the ability to select a particular table row, table field, and you could do that by maybe saying, grant a user select name, last name, first name, and address, and you can just leave out the rest. However, yesterday when I researched that properly, I found out that it is actually incorrect. So yeah, however, what you can do is you can grant a user or role the privilege of maybe being able to view multiple tables. For instance, right now, so this is Pam, right? Sales agent. If I go select all from sys.books, they will not be able to view sys.books. And similarly, what other tables are there? Publisher. Let me say, this is the sysdba, by the way. Select all from sys dot, well, I can see the books. Select all from sys dot publisher. As you can see there, I can see the publishers as well. What I could also do, so what I wanted to say was, I want to grant this PAM sales agent with the privilege of being able to make select queries on the books and the publishers table. So how I would do that was that I can just add privileges to the role that they're assigned to, and PAM is assigned to sales agent. So I could just say grant select on sys.customers to the role that they're assigned to is sales agent. Insufficient privileges. Select grant select on sys.customers. Insufficient privileges. Interesting. Let me just try something new. Grant select on not customers. Wait, I'm so confused. Sales agents already have sys.books, because sales agents already have the privilege to do a select query on sys.customers. So I'm going to say grant select on sys.books to sales agent. Insufficient privileges. I thought that the DBA could actually had this authority. I really thought that they did. I guess I am mistaken. Let me log in as the root user. grant select on books to sales agent. Grant succeed. So what I'm learning is that the DBA cannot grant select on tables, or maybe they can't grant select on, they can't grant anything to do with an object that doesn't belong to them. That's what I'm getting to understand. So I'm guessing this DBA, the only privileges that they have are maybe creating users, creating sessions, etc. I do know definitely that if I create a table with the Romeo account, then I would be able to grant other users the privilege to actually query the table that is created by the Romeo schema, or sorry, that is owned by the Romeo schema. Don't have to say that I'm being redundant, but yes, that's what I'm getting to understand, and I need to write that down because it's a really important piece of information. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm just gonna end the video here because I need to do some more studying. I just learned something new and I want to practice it, and yeah. And then I think I'm gonna be done with this chapter of granting or role, what is it, user management and role management, etc. Whatever the chapter name is called. I'm gonna go directly into, I don't know what, but maybe I'm gonna start writing actual queries, creating tables, and but before I move on to actually writing queries, I'm just gonna practice whatever that I just discovered here now, and in the next video I'm definitely gonna show you what I learned. 1, 2, I'm gonna start creating tables and granting different users access to tables, etc. Maybe showing you, going into detail about schemas, and yeah, stuff like that. And also obviously querying the tables and etc. So yeah. So I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.